You know, even with this story, with you all reaching out to us, I know that somebody's on the case, and he's gonna get what's coming to him.
New developments tonight to one of our To Catch a Contractor investigations. We are hearing from people who worked on one business owner's failed projects to install what are known as ADUs. And as we told you last month, some of the homeowners were part of a City of Boston program that kicks in taxpayer funding to finish the jobs that are intended to help the state's affordable housing shortage.
NBC Boston's investigator Ryan Kath explains where they think that money for their projects really ended up. Calvin Sangster runs an electrical small business, and his partner on most projects, Vanessa, is someone he knows pretty well.
A lot of guys like, how you work with your wife every day? I'm like, it's not easy. Like, you know, some days we drive to work mad and not talking, but we get the work done.
Several years ago, Calvin met Derek Thomas of Incremental Developers, whose business model specializes in accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, basically renovating garages or basements into rental units. At first, Calvin was part of several finished projects tied to a City of Boston program that kicks in up to a $50,000 interest-free loan.
What was the turning point?
The turning point was the house in Salem on Bridge Street that he purchased.
Records show Thomas purchased this house in 2023 and took out a short-term hard money loan to flip it into a multifamily rental. Permit applications and rental listings show that took a lot of work.
How extensive was the renovation?
Very extensive. All new wirings, all new panels, new service. Everything there was new.
Vanessa would know because she and Calvin spent weeks working on the project and estimate the property got well over $100,000 of upgrades.
It was like kind of forget about all the other jobs we had going on and just come here every day.
So all other customer projects more or less paused?
They paused, absolutely.
I want to punch a wall, but there's no walls.
That included Jeff Klein and his wife Rachel, who'd already poured $78,000 into their basement ADU in Brighton.
We kind of knew, like, something's just wrong, something's fishy.
Retired school teacher Rosaba Solis's garage ADU in Jamaica Plain.
It was horrible.
I feel conned. I feel robbed.
And Nil Silva and wife Sarah's basement ADU in Dorchester. Still unfinished, 6 figures into the project.
We never heard from him again.
Just gone.
Ghosted.
We also found this example in Swampscott, where a homeowner sued Thomas after spending more than $40,000 for this weed-filled hole, according to the lawsuit. That customer now has a lien on the Salem home and in court documents accuses Thomas of using his money on the investment property renovations, which the contractor denies.
The name of my company is Incremental Developers.
The allegations run contrary to Thomas's public image, where he promotes himself as an ADU expert. This video is of him speaking at an ADU seminar on the North Shore last fall.
Any success stories come to mind that are worth sharing with?
Yeah, all of them.
Through his attorney, Thomas denied wrongdoing with any of the projects, saying he acted well within his contractual obligations. Thomas also told us any suggestion that he used customer funds on the investment property is categorically false.
We're going to do a dry fit before we glue this pipe together.
Calvin and Vanessa can't say with 100% certainty, but have a very strong hunch about what went wrong with the customer projects. The couple says Thomas still owes them $6,000 for all the electrical work they did last year at the Bridge Street property in Salem, a claim the business owner denies.
What's the emotion you feel?
I feel very disappointed, and I'm a bit angry. You expect to get what is due to you at the end of a project, and he jeopardized not just that for me, but for my family as well. I think he's definitely need to be held responsible for his actions.
Several customers have complained to the Massachusetts Attorney General and the state agency that oversees Thomas's home improvement contractor registration. Meantime, the City of Boston told us the contractor will not be approved for future projects tied to the taxpayer ADU program. Ryan Kath, NBC 10 Investigators.